once more to Waffle TV. Thank you for choosing this time to watch our videos. Today we have something new as well, and we believe you've been enjoying our lessons. If not, you can comment so that we'll improve on the service. Today we promised you to continue with fractions and of course to do something extra. And the lesson that we have today is word problems in fractions. Now, what are these word problems in fractions? Let us go by the objectives. By the end of the lesson, we should be able to interpret and solve fractional equivalent problems with varied or the same denominators. By this, we should be able to interpret and solve, and these problems involve addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So you have to pay close attention to be able to interpret these questions and use what they have given you to find what they are asking you for. With that said, let us go straight into the first example. And it says 2/5 of tables in a hall is equal to 40. How many tables are there in the hall? What do you do as far as this is concerned? Let total benches equal to 1, which is a whole. Let's say if 2 parts. With our knowledge in fractions, we are made to understand that the number of tables are divided into 5 groups, and 2 parts out of the 5 is equal to 40. So we say if 2 parts of benches is equal to 40, then 1 part of benches will be equal to 40 divided by 2. That is this 40 divided by the 2 parts. Now they're asking us for total number of benches in the hall, and we know that they are divided into 5 parts, so we can say therefore 5 parts of benches will be equal to 40 divided by 2, and we multiply by 5 parts all over 1. 2 can divide itself 1 time, and 2 can divide 40 20 times, and 20 times 5 is going to give 100 benches. So the total number of benches in the hall is equal to 100 benches. Our second example reads, given that 5/8 of students in a school is 480 students, calculate 2/3 of the students in the school. We are going to use the simple formula we used in our first example to solve this. So let's start with the first statement, that is, let total students be equal to 1. We know 5 parts out of 8 parts. So if 5 parts of students is equal to 480, then 1 part of students will be equal to, you divide this by the 5 parts, the total of 5 parts by 5 parts, and you will have for 1 part. So this will be 480 divided by 5. Then we move to the next. If we have 1 part, then we can have the total number of students. Total number of students will be equal to 480 all over 5 times all the parts, that is 8 times 8 over 1. 5 can simplify itself 1 time. 5 can go into 48 9 times. Remember 3. 5 can go into 30 6 times. And 96 times 8 is going to give 768 students. This is the total number of students. But we are not asked to calculate the total number of students. We are asked to calculate 2/3 of the students. So the last statement will be, therefore 2/3 of students will be 2/3 of students. We know the number of students already, so you just state 2/3 of students, and the students we have is 768 all over 1. Of means multiplication, so at this level we simplify. 3 can divide itself 1 time. 3 can divide 7 2 times, remainder 1. 3 can divide 16 5 times, remainder 1. And 3 can divide 18 6 times. So we have 2 times 256, which is going to give 512 students. This is 2/3 of the total number of students. And to get here, First, you must arrive at the total number of students, which is what we did in our first example. And if you picked up something from here, then this is what we had for you today as far as word problems are concerned. Next time, we are going to be looking at some complex, or we say harder problems in fractions. Don't miss this because it's going to be an interesting one. See you in our next lesson and stay blessed.